Ladies and gentlemen, McLaren are on the verge of wrapping up their second Constructors title in 2 years. 2 years in a row where McLaren are at the summit of Formula One. It's just a matter of time. It's a matter of when, not if, at this moment in time. And I just want to say, you know what, McLaren? Well done. Like, just well done on what you have done over the last couple of years. The way that team has turned around, and I'm sitting here just like waiting for my boys to claim that Constructors, and I'm waiting for one of my boys to go ahead and win the Drivers' Championship. This is something that we cannot just take lightly. McLaren have come from far, from the depths of hell, okay? Before last season, of course, the last time they had won a Constructors' Championship was 2008. You know what I mean? And that is not great. What am I talking about? Since 1998, okay? McLaren went from 1999 to 2023 without a Constructors' Championship. And we had a Drivers' Championship win in that time. We were even disqualified of one Constructors' Championship in 2007. Scandalous how we didn't get through that one. But in 2024, McLaren are wrapping up 2 Constructors' Championships back to back. With last season in 2024, there was competition with Ferrari, and Ferrari might have thought, okay, lost out last year, we might go again, and they completely went left. These guys had an absolute stinker in 2025 in terms of the Constructors. But McLaren have been nothing short of phenomenal in the last 2 seasons, especially Constructors-wise. And albeit they don't lose 12 points, I think it is, to Ferrari this weekend, and 33 points, I think, with Red Bull or whoever, McLaren are going to secure this title, Constructors title, in Baku. And that would be like tremendous. It's September and the season ends in December. Let's just give you some context. That's how good this team is. 600 plus points in the Formula One calendar. And I'm waxing lyrical simply because of the fact that this team has come from so far behind. There were many teams in front of us when it came to Constructors, Red Bull, Mercedes, of course, when they were collecting all these trophies. Meanwhile, we were P9 in a Constructors Championship, 2015? There were some dark days, man. Like after Lewis left McLaren in 2012, 2013 was a bit of a shocker. 2014 started well, ended badly. 2015, Lord have mercy, there was nothing to celebrate at all. GP2 engine 2016 and 15. 2017, you know what I mean? Like it was just, we were nowhere to be seen. It was only until like the arrival of like Carlos Sainz and then Lando Norris, that kind of partnership, is when things started to look up a bit. But we were behind Alpine, Renault then. We were behind Racing Point. We were behind Ferrari. We were behind all of you. And now, where is the Alpine? No one can find them. Let's get an APB for them because I don't know where they are. And Racing Point, now Aston Martin, they've had an up and down kind of, season, tenure. In the last 3 or 4 years. They've been looking good, then they've looked terrible. They're on the way up again, slowly but surely. But I can't help but think, you know what? McLaren have done so bloody well. They've done so good. Andrea Stella, Zach Brown. We've got Rob Marshall in the camp. We've got Randy Singh in there as well. Pete Pedromu. There's so many people to big up. Of course, our drivers in Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris. Shout out to Danny Ricciardo because he was there for a bit. He got us a win in Monza. Got us that 1-2 in Monza, lest we forget, in Ferrari's home perch. Can't forget that. Carlos Sainz was there. Like, we've had so many good moments along the way. We've had some shocking moments along the way. But now, like, the feel of a McLaren fan is like, if I got into the points, I was delighted. I was happy. Double points. What? I'll be delighted. I have a McLaren channel called McLaren Fan TV, MFTV, with my co-host Mahad from the Pit Stop Fracas. So make sure you check that out. I'll link the channel below. But we were there in 2022, 23, and we were there like in the mire, in the depths of hell, going through it with McLaren. But we saw that there was a vision, that there was something coming along on the other side. And this was the days of like Andreas Seidel. This was Danny Ricciardo days. This was James Key days. And yet we've come from so far. We're now celebrating. In fact, we're complaining that we're not converting, 1-2s. We're complaining for not double podium finishes. Or maybe even with double podium, we're getting 2 and 3 and we're like, man, how did we let Max Verstappen win? How did we let so-and-so win the race? That's how far we've come from. Our swagger, our demeanor, our body language is completely different. And that is credit to the McLaren camp because they've made us believe. Not only believe, they've made us demand. This is where we've got to now with McLaren. We're now demanding them to be in, 1-2, no mucking about. Be fair to Lando Norris. Be fair to Oscar Piastri. Forget all that. Yeah? McLaren's one of the fairest organizations I've ever seen when it comes to their drivers, okay? There is no number one driver. There's one A and there's one B, and even then, that B doesn't mean minimal or a minus. But my God, I'm so happy as a McLaren fan after going through these years of dire straits, dry famine in our championship cabinet. Now Oscar and Lando are just collecting trophies, shoving them in the MTC, in McLaren's technology center. Like they're just more and more trophies are just being added with race weekend after race weekend. And it's just a sight to behold. And they're about on the verge of completing another Constructors Championship. Clean as well this season. Far ahead of any competition that we've had this year. They have been nothing short of phenomenal. And to think it was only from last season that this really, was really kicking off. And we were getting race wins. And now we're here celebrating. McLaren have 617 points. Ferrari have 280 in second place. Did you hear me? Mercedes have 260 points. Red Bull are nowhere to be seen. It's just all of Verstappen's points. So this is where we are. If McLaren get a 1-2 this weekend, thank you very much. That will be the biggest celebration in Azerbaijan before they head to Singapore. But what a turnaround McLaren have done, and it's just been nothing short of great. Let me know in the comment section down below what the biggest change, what was the key, in your opinion, that turned McLaren's fortunes round. Like I said, I've got a McLaren channel as well, dedicated to McLaren fans, McLaren bias, McLaren propaganda, you name it. Narrative, whatever words you want to call it. So I've linked that up over here right now. So go ahead and click onto that. Have a butchers and make sure you join us on the live streams. We're live every Tuesday after a race weekend. And shout out to the people that have been showing support lately and commenting in the comment section. You lot have been tremendous, have been phenomenal, giving me some good feedback as well. So I'm taking heed. Hopefully you're liking the content now. Until next time, lights out.